Be up, guys. Be up, guys. Welcome to this stream. The Bees, of course, transfer news and rumours. And today, it's all about our manager. Well, soon not to be manager of the Bees. Looks like he's off, Thomas. He's off. It's been obviously a lot of talk about it recently. That he's having talks with Tottenham, look to be his next destination. It's sad, it's not great for us, let's be honest. But then again, at least it's not happening during the season. I'm glad that it's all going to be sorted out before the start of the new season, and we can get a new manager bedded in and into a routine of what we do, the Bees do. I'll just read this comment here from Warren. Be up to you, Warren. Hope you're well there, buddy. Arteta, please. You want? Fuck off. You can keep him, mate. We don't want him. No way. No. Yeah, I'm sure you'd love Thomas Frank, but looks like he's going to your North London rivals, mate. Neighbours and rivals. That's what it looks like, doesn't it? But anyway, there's a link there, guys. If anyone wants to hop on, you're welcome to. It's right there. Click on it, and obviously mainly just talking about this with the manager today and any other new signings, or well, there won't be any new signings just yet, I don't think, but obviously news, rumours, whatever. I will obviously do my next stream, but this is mainly to talk about Thomas Frank and the list of candidates. Looks like he is going. I can't see it not happening, unfortunately. As much as I want him to stay and feel we can win things with him, actually win something with him eventually, it's not going to happen. He wants to move on, and he looks like he wants to go to Tottenham. That wouldn't be my choice, but it's not down to me. I'd rather him stay or go to a better team that's doing something, that's not worked down near the relegation zone, along with Man United. But, if he wants to go to Spuds, let him. I suppose they have more money to work with, possibly better players, possibly. Some of them are a bit better than ours, I guess, when you look at it. Maybe a better defence, I don't know. But then again, they conceded quite a few, didn't they? So, can't say it is that great. Some maybe better forward players, some of them. Like Kulusevski, I guess. Lennon. Brennan Johnson, not Lennon. So what am I talking about? Brennan Johnson, who we tried to sign, of course, and he'll have him there now. Anyway, if he goes, well, it looks like he is going. So, but anyway, let's get into this and talk about who will replace him, when, and obviously when he does go, if and when. Well, I'm sure it's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when it happens. But we will see. Anyway, we're going to go into the contenders here, the candidates to replace him. And of course, that's one of them there, Kieran McKenna. And I've already gone on record as saying I don't really want him. He's took Ipswich down. He's a decent young manager, yeah. Up and coming, he's with Man United, of course. But I don't think he's good enough and ready enough just yet. Took Ipswich up too soon to the Premier, and he took him down again. So, for me, no. That's not what we want. Now we're stable and rooted in the Premier. We don't want somebody like him. Not just yet, anyway. Anyway, here's the article, Chris Wilson. Obviously, this is on Yahoo Sports. Longest-serving head coach Thomas Frank appears on the verge of departing Brentford pastures new. With the Dane reportedly in talks with Tottenham Hotspur, and betting sites have reacted by opening the next Brentford manager market. Frank has been at the GTEC since 2018, so 6 years really. Brilliant. Brilliant. He's been in charge for 6 years. I mean, it's the second or third longest longest run, managerial run in the Premier, I believe. Since 2018, taking over when Brentford was still in the Championship and earning promotion before turning the Bees into a well-established Premier League side. But his impressive showings mean he has long been touted for a move to a bigger Premier League club. And Spurs, well, yeah, if you can class them as bigger. And Spurs have identified him as their top candidate after deciding to part ways with Europa League winner Ange Postecoglou. Disgusting what they've done with him. Won him a trophy, and you're on the scrap heap, fella. Go on the scrap heap. That's what you get for winning a summit. There you go. Fuck off. Yeah. And Frank's upcoming move leaves Brentford looking for a new manager for the first time in 7 years. Well, it's like 7 years, not 6, but still. Ahead of preparation starting for the 25-26 season. A 10th place finish last term has left Brentford in a good position ahead of next term. But with Frank leaving, alongside the potential departure of Brian Bramo, the new boss will need to act quickly both on the pitch and in the market ahead of the season beginning on 16th of August. According to football betting sites, current assistant manager Justin Cochran, who for me is probably one of the ones I would go for, knows us in and out, inside and out of the club. He knows everything that goes on, our system, what we do with the players, all our special stuff that goes on there. I would have him pretty much. But anyway, assistant manager Justin Cochran is the leading candidate to take over at GTEC. The Ipswich boss Kieran McKenna also admired, but as I said, no, not for me. Not Kieran McKenna. Sorry. No way. And with plenty of movement possible before the new season starts, we've taken a look at the leading contenders for the Brentford job. And here it is here, the odds and the managers in the frame. So obviously Justin Cochran, 4-7. Yeah, a good one. I think that's a good one. I really do. And I will go into that more in a little while. Kieran McKenna, 6-1, but not for me. I'm sorry. Nowhere. No way. Not betting on that. I don't want him. Danny Roll, 8-1. Yeah, Sheffield Wednesday done all right there in the Championship, but not Premiership experience. This is an important thing for us, getting a new... We haven't had to think about this for, 7 years? We've had Thomas here and that's it. And, we just know what he's done and how great he's been. Yeah, okay, I did sort of slag him off one season. Well, it's a couple of seasons ago when we were near the relegation zone. I sort of did slag him off then and what his decisions were at that stage. Keeping players there like Rorsleff and things like that, buying Flecken, certain strategies he was doing, too defensive still at times. When I feel he should go out and attack and go after teams because, it's all very well you keep clean sheets or keep the score down, but you still got to go out and win matches. And that's the important part. You've got to go and attack. And that's the thing with this guy. I mean, as great as he is, and I think he's amazing, what he's done for us, at times he can be a bit on the defensive side, sometimes. And yes, we've been more attacking than we've ever been this season. And that's been amazing. We've also conceded a lot of goals, and I could put a lot of that on Flecken. And a lot of that has been down to him. But you've also still got to blame what's in front of you, and the defenders and so forth. Although for me, Collins, you can't blame him. He's been immense. He's had a hell of a season. Superb. Been a rock there for us as far as I'm concerned. Pinnock has been in and out. Injury hit season, I'm afraid, which isn't good. I still think he's superb. And for me, one of our best defenders, Pinnock. Vandenberg, I'm still not sure of. I'm still not sold on him. It is his first season. So you've got to give him a chance. I suppose he'd have a full pre-season and a full next season, of course. Maybe he'd do a lot better. And this new guy, Coyote, right back, I think he's amazing. What a great signing. I'm glad we've done that permanently from Fiorentina. Made it permanent. So I like what I see from this guy. I think he's superb. I still don't know why he took him off a lot of the time and brought Ayer on. And Ayer actually cocked up a lot of the time when he came on. So that was a bit strange as well from Thomas. And Coyote was actually playing really well. He ended up taking him off and then brought Ayer on, who's been a bit shit. And I it's the first for me to say that. Because I think generally most of the time he's been here, he's been immense. He's been superb. Of course, he's Norwegian international. And I believe he scored. He scored for them, a few, recently. Yeah, I think I always thought he was a good player, but utility and can play anywhere along the back four, on the back line. But he looked dodgy, I thought, this season, and there is talk of him going, maybe going back to Celtic or something like that, or in Scotland or somewhere else. That might have to happen. Maybe he's surplus to requirements. Ben Mee's obviously gone, I believe. I will go into that more in another stream, but I know he's definitely gone. One or two others, I think. Maybe Josh De Silva. I don't know. We'll see, as I say. Go into that more in the next one. But this is mainly about Thomas Frank. But yeah, I feel we obviously we've also got Hickey's come back and Henry, who have sort of come back, but not really played enough, not been fit enough half the time. And now we've got to see if we can get them fit in the pre-season and ready for the new season to actually play a lot of matches. And, we'll have a proper defence then, right and left back and central centre backs. With Collins and I guess Vandenberg or Pinnock, but I still like to see Pinnock play a lot more. Shame he was injured a lot last season. And then we got a new keeper, Kelleher. And I feel he's going to be more of a rock there. He's going to be more solid than Flecken ever was. Because he just wasn't tight enough, good enough at the back. We know that. Solid, Flecken. And now we got a proper keeper in Kelleher. So let's hope we got a better defence there. Won't concede quite so many possibly next season, which would be good. But now, as I say, we're concentrating on who's going to be managing that team. And we could be without Bramo, of course, as well. So, we're going to have obviously new players coming in, and some of the ones that didn't play much last season will figure more. Thiago was an injury hit as well. I'm sure he'll get more of a run. He was a replacement for Tony, of course, and ended up, injured most of the time. I think it was a knee infection or something he had, which kept him out most of the season. So obviously there is going to be ones coming in. Gustavo Nunez is another one. Young player. Didn't play much, was injured. But when he came on, I think he done a few good things. I know he scored for the B team in a behind closed doors match. And, yeah, it looks pretty good. I think I want to see more Konak as well. And obviously, when we get the other players back as well. So hopefully we'll have more of a season to see those and see what they can do, the impact they can do, they can make. And new ones coming in. We are after players, you know. We ain't resting on this. We're getting new players in. It's going to happen. There's going to be probably new, at least midfielders, wingers, maybe one or two more defenders. I don't know. Possibly. But they're going to be a bit more with the attacking, which I think we'll need. If Bramo goes for sure, we definitely need more attacking there. But anyway, let's get to the managers and see, as I say, Danny Roll, 8-1, very good with Sheffield Wednesday, but as I say, it's Championship and hasn't had the Premier experience. So for me, another no. Don't want to know with that one. Michael Carrick, yeah, good up and coming. Well, he's been manager for a little while now. Sort of managed United briefly, and then of course was a player for them. But of course had more of a job in Middlesbrough. He's 12-1. Could be, you know, he's played in the Premier, so you'd say he's had that kind of experience. And managed briefly with United. You could add him to that. You could add him to the list. Edin Terzic, don't know that much about him. I think he was with us maybe, but I can't remember. 16-1. Marco Rose, 16-1. Steven Gerrard, no, 16-1. As great as he is, a legend he is, you know. Fantastic with Liverpool, player, amazing, and England. Total legend. What has he really done as a manager? Won something with Rangers, and that's Scotland. He hasn't done a lot over here when he managed here. Didn't do a lot with Villa, did he? So for me, no. That's another no with him. Sean Dyche, well, yeah, 16-1, he would keep us up. He'd make us really defensive. I don't think we'd concede many, but I don't think it'd be that entertaining with Dyche. No, with the old Dyche ball. You know, so possibly not, even though he would keep us up, definitely. I don't think he'd be, well, what we need, entertaining enough. And Carlos Corberán, I think he was with Watford at one stage. Didn't do a lot with them, did he? But then again, they get rid of their managers as quickly as anything, don't they? Watford. Bit of a revolving door there, system at Watford. One manager comes in and then goes out and no one comes in. But, yeah, I don't think so with him or Dyche. No, definitely not. Postecoglou, well, 20-1. As much as he'd win something in our second season, mate. In his second season, mate. He'd win that, but he might get us down near the bottom. We might not win that many games. You never know, but no, I can't see that happening. Ralph Hasenhüttl, of course, had experience with Southampton, 20-1. No, not for me. He was a good manager. I thought he was pretty good, and he done well initially with Southampton, but then started to struggle a little bit with them. So, no, I don't think so. Not him either. And on Pochettino, well, 25-1. I mean, you know, he's a World Cup winner, Argentina player, when he played for them. And he's done good stuff as manager. got Spurs to a Champions League final. Yeah, well, I mean, would he want to come to Brentford, though? I mean, it's a slight step down, and I hate to say that, but it is from where he's managed. Spurs, and I think, was it PSG he was at? Or, yeah, I think it's PSG and so forth. But he's been with some big clubs, hasn't he? So, yeah, I'm not sure on that one. Another one they've left out there is obviously Gary O'Neill. And that, for me, is another one I would add to the list. He's got a lot of great Premiership experience. He kept Bournemouth up and was sat there, more terrible, disgusting, what went on there with them, sacking him. When he kept Bournemouth up, yeah, he failed a little bit at Wolves, but I still think he's a talented manager. He's got the experience. I think he's a very good manager. I think he'll have more to work with us as well. I'm not saying Wolves are terrible, because they had some really good players, and we know they have, and likes of Cunha, of course, and Ait Nouri, that are all both going away, leaving there. They have got some other decent players, but what he was doing there didn't quite work, I don't think. But you see what he was doing at Bournemouth, and that gives me hope that he would be a very good manager for us. So I'm adding him to that list. So really, for me, it's a choice of possibly three. I would say, yeah, those three. Justin Cochrane, for me, is number one, I would say. Then O'Neill, and then Carrick, I would say. Those three, possibly. I think they're set on maybe McKenna as well. But, for me, I hope they stick with maybe Justin Cochrane. He knows all about us, but obviously I'll go into this article. And then we'll sort of talk about it a bit. I'll go through it a little bit more. Right. Current first team coach Cochrane is the leading candidate to take over from Frank, with the Englishman also a member of Thomas Tuchel's coaching staff within the Three Lions setup. An appointment to the lead role at Brentford would likely mean Cochrane has to shelve that role with England. But the 43-year-old may well jump at the chance for a first head coach role, having previously coached at numerous levels at Manchester United, Tottenham, and with the national side. Cochrane is short as 1 to 3 on some betting apps to take over at the GTEC, though it's not known for sure whether the Bees hierarchy will judge him to have enough top-level experience to take over such a job. Current Ipswich boss Kieran McKenna is an interesting proposition, around 6 to 1, with the Englishman having seen his side suffer relegation from the Premier League this season. Nevertheless, McKenna has received plaudits for his performance while in charge of the Tractor Boys, and having also won promotion from the Championship the season before. He certainly has the edge in experience over Cochrane. Sheffield Wednesday boss Danny Roll is the other leading candidate, according to the betting odds, at 8 to 1. The German side finished 12th in the Championship last season, and it doesn't seem as though that performance will be enough to tempt the Bees into discussions. Former Premier League and Champions League bosses in the running. Ex-Middlesbrough manager Michael Carrick is next on the list at 12 to 1, with Carrick having parted ways with the club after failing to finish in the playoff spots last season. Carrick initially showed plenty of promise at the Riverside, and though it ended on a sour note, he will likely have plenty of suitors, though it is likely that a job at this size will be too much for him at this point in his career. Further down the odds, there's a wealth of experience among some of the less likely candidates, including Champions League finalist Edin Terzic. I'll say he wasn't anything to do with us. I don't know why I thought he was, but anyway. Former Dortmund boss Terzic guided Dortmund to the 2024 final, but lost out to Real Madrid, and has been out of work since being sacked by the club not long after. He is priced at 16 to 1 to take over as his fellow ex-Dortmund boss Marco Rose. Rose, who is a free agent after leaving RB Leipzig in March, has over 12 years of experience, including time at RB Salzburg, and the first role at a Premier League club could be enough to tempt him away from Germany. And if Brentford want to go with experience, then former Everton boss Sean Dyche could be a good choice, yeah. With the ex-Burnley boss out of work since his sacking in January. He's offered around 16 to 1, though his football would be at odds with that of Frank, exactly. So hiring him would perhaps be counterproductive for the Bees, exactly. I would say that, I'd agree, 100%. And the last manager at 16 to 1 is Steven Gerrard, who recently left Al Etihad in Saudi Arabia after a string of poor results. So that says it all, string of poor results. Pathetic, really. Though he won the Scottish title with Rangers in 2021, the fact that he left Aston Villa in 2022, with the club just above the relegation zone, suggests that Brentford will will steer clear of the former Liverpool man. Well, they should. I agree. Totally agree. He's a no-no. Definite no-no. Spurs favourites in the mix. There's plenty of intrigue among the less likely candidates to take over at the GTEC. The two names standing out in particular, Ange Postecoglou and Maurizio Pochettino. The two former Spurs bosses are seen as unlikely to join Brentford considering the circumstances, with Postecoglou perhaps taking time off and hoping for a step up from the Spurs job, while Poch has only just begun his tenure as manager of the United States national team. They are priced at 20 to 1 and 25 to 1 respectively. Valencia manager Carlos Corberán is another outside shout at 20 to 1. Having impressed in Spain after taking over at the end of 2024, with the club near relegation and subsequently overseeing the climb up the table to 12. And Ralph Hasenhüttl rounds off those offered at 20 to 1, with the Austrian having been sacked by VfL Wolfsburg after an 11th place finish in the Bundesliga. I'll just quickly say this: responsible gambling. When having a bet, it's vital to practice responsible gambling. Exactly. Please bet responsibly, people. Get back to that in a minute. Let's have a quick look at the transfer gossip. Liverpool have agreed a fee for Wirtz. Florian Wirtz set for Liverpool Medical. Martin Zubimendi's Arsenal delay explained. Manchester United might use Joshua Zirkzee in Victor Osimhen offer. Florian Wirtz is set for a Liverpool Medical after they agreed a deal in principle with Bayer Leverkusen for the 22-year-old Germany midfielder, worth 127 million, including add-ons. That's a lot of money. And that's Fab Romano, so you know it's reliable. You know he's spot on there. Fab. Generally always right what he says. Arsenal have agreed a fee of about 59 million with Real Sociedad for Spain midfielder Martin Zubimendi, 26, with the move to be completed after 1st of July to help in meeting financial fair play, FFP, regulations. AS in Spanish there. Man United are evaluating an offer for Napoli's Nigeria striker Victor Osimhen, 26, using Netherlands forward Joshua Zirkzee, 24, as part of the deal. Gazzetta dello Sport in Italian, well, of course, who really wants Zirkzee? Will Napoli really want him? Let's be honest. Ain't exactly set the world alight, Man United, is he? He's pretty shit, really. Him and Højlund, been poor. So really, do they want him in exchange? No, I wouldn't have thought. RB Leipzig's 22-year-old Slovenian striker Benjamin Sesko, a reported target for Arsenal, rejected the move to Saudi Arabian club Al Hilal before Tuesday's transfer deadline. Leipzig are holding firm on receiving the full release clause for Sesko, now understood to be more than 65 million. Hungary left-back Milos Kerkez, 2021, is on the verge of a £45 million move to Liverpool after Bournemouth agreed a deal to sign France left-back Adrien Truffert, 23, from Rennes. That's Telegraph. Telegraph, subscription required. Yeah. Newcastle United have opened negotiations with Burnley about signing English goalkeeper James Trafford, 22. What a keeper. The Times. And, just 22. What a keeper. I think we would have loved him, to be honest. Okay, we got Kelleher, but I think he was brilliant as well. He's brilliant. What a keeper. And kept all those clean sheets. Yeah, albeit in the Championship. But he was brilliant for Burnley. A great signing if Newcastle can get him. I'm sure they will. Gianluigi Donnarumma wants to stay with Paris Saint-Germain despite Manchester United and Inter Milan inquiring about the Italy goalkeeper, 26. Yeah, what a keeper he is and all. Superb. Brighton will accept a bid of 50 to 60 million for 23-year-old Brazil forward João Pedro, who is a target for Newcastle United. Another good signing there. They get him. Chelsea are open to offers for Benoit Badiashile, 24, and fellow France defender Axel Disasi, 27. I think we would take both of them. But there'd be a lot of money. I don't think they come to the Bees anyway. But, top quality defenders, I think. They're superb. Inter Milan are keen on signing 21-year-old Paraguay midfielder Julio Enciso from Brighton this summer. Another quality player. What a player. Amazing. Al Hilal's bid to sign France midfielder N'Golo Kanté, 34, on a short-term deal from Saudi rivals Al Ittihad for the Club World Cup could collapse because of a fan backlash. It's on TalkSport. What a player he is. N'Golo Kanté, still 34. I think we should get him. I know he's 34, but he still can run all day. He's still really good. And I think he's a fantastic player. It'd add a lot to our midfield again. For sure. But anyway, getting back to what we are mainly here to discuss, and that's the manager. Next manager for the Bees. But as I've already said there, Justin Cochrane, for me, is the leading candidate. I would say then O'Neill. But he's just me. My opinions, who I would want. Unfortunately, I'm not speaking for the club. I'm not on their board or anything, unfortunately, to tell them what to do. And what they want to do is down to them, of course. I can't do a lot about it. They're after McKenna, which is possibly that. But for me, Justin Cochrane, then O'Neill. Possibly Carrick will be on it. And who was the other one? One other one, maybe. I think they would be the main ones for me, though. I know, they're really looking at McKenna. But I feel if Cochrane does go, I'm sure, he would do a great job because he knows the team. He's worked with Frank and everything there and knows them inside and out. Anyone knows our system, it's him and what we implement and so forth. So for me, Justin Cochrane, him or O'Neill. But no doubt, they'll go for McKenna. I wouldn't be surprised. I hate that option. I don't like it. But we'd have to wait and see and see what, you know, he might actually do something there. You know, it was hard at Ipswich and all the money they spent, and yet, you know, I mean, they still went down. Even with a player like Delap and other decent players, they still went down. There is a bit more news about Bramo, and other things which I will actually go into quickly before I go. Oh yeah, Warren's here. I'll bring him on and see what he makes of all this. But yeah, that's you, buddy. Hope you're well, fella. Hope you're well there.
Yeah, I'm good, mate. How are you doing?
Yeah, cool, mate. Cool.
Good,
yep.
Good.
This good to see you on this, man. Because you
Thomas must be quite a tough one to take, mate.
It is just a bit. No, not happy about it, Warren. But there we go, man. What can I do?
Well, at least the ultimate nightmare is not on that list. Well, I can't see him anyway. The ultimate nightmare I can imagine for you would be having Tommy Tickle come in.
Yeah, fuck that German prick. He's got to go, mate. You know, as far as I'm concerned. But he's fucking useless, that guy. I mean, what he's doing with the England team, it's shit, mate. It's terrible.
Fucking dreadful. Mate, it's dreadful. I remember, was it you that I said it to, that if he doesn't have a good start, it'd be 6 games, they'll start hounding him out.
Yeah. They should. They should go.
German. They won't give him time. And
no.
He hasn't done it at club level for a good couple of years. I think the last time he was anywhere approaching decent was when he was at Chelsea. Ever since he's left Chelsea, he sort of went tits up, he got sacked, and since then it's just been a fucking disaster everywhere he's gone.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's like going to drag us down, England down, isn't it, as well? That's what it looks like. And I think he's got to go, mate. He's got to go.
Yeah, I know. I agree with you. I think he should be sacked as well. And these fucking clowns going on about how he deserves time and no, fucking you don't get time in international football. You're playing maybe maximum 3-4 games a year, if that. Do you know what I mean? You've got to hit the ground running. They've got World Cup qualifiers. Well, they've started World Cup qualifiers, haven't they? I mean, that performance against Andorra was dreadful.
Yeah. 173rd in the world, equivalent of a non-league team, basically.
Well, like I said to you, it's like, they were playing against a team from, I don't know, county league level, and they struggled to beat them. And they could have fucking equalised near the end.
No, I know. Fucking terrible. Disgusting.
Shocking, mate. Well, at least you didn't fucking lose 3-1 at home to Iceland like we did, though.
Yeah, well, there we go, mate.
Do you know what I mean? I mean, that was fucking awful. But you lost 3-1 at home to Senegal.
Yeah, first African team we've lost to, by the way. That's the first African side we've lost to.
I know.
Under him.
Anyway, let's park that, mate. What about this Brentford manager news? What do you think?
Well, I've already been talking about who I would like to see there, mate. And I said Justin Cochran, our backroom staff there, who knows us inside out. He knows the team. He knows the system. He's in there. He's worked with Frank. He works with him. He knows all about it, mate. It's a no-brainer, isn't it? Let's be honest.
Has he managed before, though? Like, in his own right?
He's had sort of minor coaching things, I think, with United and Spurs and all that.
Right.
Only minor things in the, not first team or whatever. So, but I think you got to start sometime, haven't you? And at least
that's true. But last thing you want is to end up in a situation where you get an Arteta.
No,
but it's just because it's been a shit show, and one of the reasons it's been a shit show is because he had nothing on his CV before he came here, except for the fact he was Pep's assistant.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And I wouldn't.
Yeah.
I wouldn't go for Michael Carrick. No, he's just been sacked from Middlesbrough.
Middlesbrough. Why? Oh, I think we know why. Because he couldn't get him up. Could he?
Yeah.
No, that's why.
Yeah, their fans are a bit fucking special, to be honest.
O'Neill. What about O'Neill? O'Neill, I think, another one for me.
Is it Martin O'Neill or
Gary O'Neill? Not Martin O'Neill.
Well, the manager of Northern Ireland.
Yeah.
He'd be a good appointment, mate. He's tactically fucking astute. But it's whether you could get him, whether he could leave Northern Ireland to come and take on the Bees.
I thought you were about the other Martin O'Neill, the ex-Nottingham Forest and all that. I thought you were on about
him. Well, exactly. I mean,
yeah.
I'd take him at Arsenal now. I think the man's a fucking genius. But
yeah, for sure.
I don't think he wants to do it anymore. I think he thinks he's too old and But
I like his opinions and all that. He's very honest as well. Another honest guy.
And he knows what he's talking about. Who's this Danny Roll that's won third on the list?
The Sheffield Wednesday manager. German bloke. Another German. Fucking hell.
What about Big Ange?
Well, yeah, I wouldn't mind him, but I mean, would he lose as many games as he did at Spurs? Fucking hell.
No, I know. I tell you what, though, mate, you won't go on board. That's for sure.
Well, true. We definitely won't be defensive then. But
Ralph Hasenhüttl, or whatever his bloody name is, won second bottom. What do you think about him?
He done all right a bit at Southampton for a while, didn't he? And but then lost his way there, I think, with them and was sacked. I don't know.
For me, there's names on that list that are a definite no-no, mate.
Gerrard, definitely.
Definite no-nos. Steven Gerrard, Sean Dyche, because the football will be dreadful. It'll be boring. It'll be negative.
Boring football? No, fuck off.
Yeah. Mauricio Pochettino, I think his time's gone.
Yeah, he wouldn't come to us anyway, would he? To be honest.
I don't know, mate. I don't know. What about this Carlos Corberán? Who the fuck's that?
He managed Watford at one stage, so no, fuck off with that as well. He managed Watford.
Exactly. I mean, for me, there's only two real standout candidates.
Cochrane and
Big Ange. Mate, I'm fucking. He's the rest of them. It fucking worries me. Like, if you get Steven Gerrard, look what happened at Villa. It was a fucking shit show.
Yeah, don't want him.
His football's really boring and negative and whatnot. Right, and you've got this reputation of playing like fucking real rock and roll fucking football and attacking and playing with a lot of vibrancy, and he will love that. Do you know what I mean? Because that's what he believes in. But the problem is, he has got a problem with like mixing it up. Do you know what I mean? But I still rate him. I think he's quality because, like I said to you before a few times, I saw what he did at Celtic. Do you know what I mean? The football that he played was unbelievable, and like if it clicks and it works, it's unbelievable. But it's whether he'll be able to do it at Brentford, because when you're going forward, Steve, I think you're a handful. I really do, and like particularly that game, was it against Leicester away, when you could have been like 4 up in like 20 minutes. Do you know? And all you need is because that if you got Sean Dyche, that would go straight out the window.
Oh, for sure, yeah. For sure.
You know,
100%.
but I'm not convinced about some of the names on that list, mate. I'm really not.
Well, as I said, for me, that Cochrane or I wouldn't go for McKenna. You can't. I mean, he's took Ipswich down. Yeah, he's a good manager, but he's taken them down. It's too soon for them and him.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't have him. No, it's definitely Cochrane or who's the other one? We say O'Neill, or as you say, maybe Postecoglou, but I can't see that happening. He wants to have a break, I think, as well, doesn't he? Apparently.
Oh man.
So
But
I can't see.
O'Neill will be, if it's the Northern Ireland manager that you're talking about.
Like Gary O'Neill used to be with Bournemouth manager, and
Well, it's another O'Neill that would be a good selection. You know, that would piss off Brent. That would piss off your mates at Bournemouth.
Yeah, mate, I don't care as long as he does something. I don't care.
So O'Neill would be a good. Both the O'Neills would be a good selection, but I'm not convinced about Sean Dyche, mate. I think that he's become the new Big Sam, like that people turn to if they're in relegation trouble.
Get them out of shit, yeah.
Do you know? And I think you're better than that, way better than that. I think if you had got the right manager and managed to keep hold of Mbeumo, which looks increasingly unlikely. Yeah. If you manage to keep it, I think you'll be pushing for a Champions League spot. I really do.
And it's funny you mentioned Bramo there, Warren, because he could be going to Liverpool now. That's what it's saying here. If I can get this up. Yeah, is this one up? Yeah. I would love.
He's trying to play a video.
Huh?
He's trying to play a video.
Oh, it's fucking. It's going so slow now. No. Oh, fuck off. Fuck off. Video. Piss off. Yeah, I would love. I would love Liverpool urged to hijack £60 million Man United transfer.
See, I just think that these aren't being aggressive enough. I think they should be asking for more than that.
Well, I do. No, he's worth a lot more than that. Definitely.
To be honest, mate, I've been looking for at least 120 million. I just think, some of the players that we've seen go in the Premier League for more than that. And no, I honestly, I think he's as good as any striker in the Premier League. I really do. I think he's quality.
Yeah, I do, mate. But the thing is, it looks like we're ready to part with him for maybe just 60 mil or whatever, or 50 even. I don't know. I think it's got to be a lot more than that. We should be holding these clubs to ransom after these that want him, instead of just letting them have him, It's just not right.
What if they offered 40 mil plus a player in exchange?
Oh, well, it depends on the player, wouldn't it? Who the player would be.
Yeah.
So we're talking, say, what are we talking? Liverpool doing it?
Yeah, say they offered you 40 million plus Jota. What would you say about that?
Jota? Well, I think he's been great there. We know what he can do. He's a good goal scorer. I don't think he's had his best season last season, but yeah, possibly we'd have him. I thought another one, that Elliott looks good in midfield if they offered him to us. Jones, maybe. No, we get through the whole Liverpool team nearly, wouldn't we? But I mean, we seem to be going after them, mate. We're always going after Liverpool players. Do you see that? We got Vandenberg, we got Carvalho, we got who else did we get from Liverpool? Kelleher, of course. Yeah. So we're after the Liverpool team, mate. We want them. Yeah, where's Salah? Come on, put Salah on there. We get him, yeah.
But the thing is that, we're laughing, but I think that's the sort of attitude they should go in with. Like, you know, he's coming towards the end of his career. You know, we'll do a swap deal for Bremo, plus 40 mil, and we'll take Salah off your hands.
Oh, yeah, I think they wouldn't like that there, would they? Liverpool, certainly Liverpool fans wouldn't like it, but who gives a fuck about them, mate? But anyway,
you've already upset them once, Steve. I don't think you should do it again.
I enjoy it, mate. I get the views from it. I don't give a fuck. I get the views, man. You know, so who cares? But no, I said about Darwin Núñez, that fucking wanker. Yeah, scored 2 against us, done nothing afterwards. Yeah, right.
There's a group of players in that Premier League who always seem to only score against Brentford, isn't there?
Yeah. Yeah, they're on the list, mate. Don't worry. The list is coming. It's going to be there soon.
I can't wait for that. It's going to be fucking hilarious.
I know if I'll be laughing, but it is, yeah. I guess it will be. But it's fucking,
I'd say the German giraffe would be right up near the top, wouldn't he?
No, definitely, yeah. Yeah, fucking arsehole. But, yeah, there's so many there. They're on the list.
I prefer to refer to him as the German dash hound, mate.
Yeah, mate. Yeah, well, you know, they said, Arteta said, no, we don't need a striker. We got him. You don't need a striker. Of course you fucking
bullshit.
do, you.
Absolute fucking bullshit.
Yeah.
This is why we need to get rid of that fucking manager. He ain't got a fucking clue what he's doing.
No. Exactly, yeah. We know that.
So what is the story with Brentford's transfers, mate? Is there any real strong links to anyone at the minute?
Oh yeah, there's plenty of sort of rumours going around. I mean, obviously about Kuhn, you know, the one from your team, Celtic, Nicholas Kuhn. You know, we're still off.
Yeah, well, you can have him, mate. He's been shit for since we lost to Bayern Munich in that Champions League game. His form's dramatically fallen off. So, but I don't know. What do you think are the areas of the pitch that need sorting out? Obviously, there's an issue now with the manager, but you've got the goalkeeping situation sorted out, hopefully. But where else do you think you need to strengthen?
I think there's still certain areas of our defence we need to sort out. I mean, it's still. I don't think it was that solid last season. I mean, okay, yeah, Collins was immense, was superb. I think he was one of our best defenders. At times, Van den Berg was okay. He done okay, but you know, there's no Pinnock. He was out mainly injured. Of course, you got Henry still out. He's still out. When he knew it was almost on his way back, it looked like he's out again. And Henry again. So, Cody, who I think was one of our best sort of deals, got him permanently now. Michael Chiodi, right back. What a signing that's been, you know. I like him. I rate him. I really do.
Because I've heard that Hickey's going to be back imminently.
Yeah. I hope it is. But
the thing is, he's been out for such a long time. They're going to have to ease him back in slowly, because otherwise he'll end up just getting injured again. Do you know what I mean? Like bringing him off the bench, stuff like that, because he could pick up another injury.
Yeah.
If they rush him back too soon. But at least you haven't got that fucking clown anymore. That was it, the right back or the left back? He was always fucking up.
Rorslev. He is still there, mate. He's back. But we're not going to play him. I think
what happened?
He was at Wolfsburg on loan, and they didn't want him. So we had to
no surprise there, mate. Fucking hell. They're not silly, are they?
No. No, I thought I finally got rid of that prick. You know, that wanker. He's useless. And at last, he's gone and he's back again. Oh, shit. But still, we got rid of Flecken. That's one of them useless shits we got rid of, thankfully. And got a proper goalie now with Kelleher. What a keeper he is, you know. So I think we've done well there. That's a good bit of business, shrewd bit of business, you know.
But you've got two real high quality midfield players, haven't you?
Yeah.
In Damsgaard and Norgard. So do you think there needs to be more reinforcement in the midfield, Steve?
I'm still not sure about Janel. I've never really thought of that much of him, but he still keeps playing him. And I'm still not sure he's that special. Another German. But they thought the Germans were sort of picked him in the national team, but I don't think he's that great. But as you say, I think another midfielder would be great. With after wingers still, I see Kuhn, he's one of them. I think we're after Anthony Milambo. He's one that we're after. You probably never heard of him, but but you know, we are after some players there, Warren. We're not standing still. So
well, the good news for you, Steve, is that I was reading some transfer gossip this morning about Celtic, and they're looking. Looks like they're looking at a potential replacement for Kuhn.
Oh right, so he could be coming to us.
Yeah, so it sounds like he might be coming because they've been looking at some guy. I don't know. I might have got it wrong, but to me, if they're looking at wingers, it means we've got a winger. He's going to be out for till next season. Like not this upcoming season, but the season after. He got a really nasty injury at the end of the season, and he's going to be out for till start of the 26-27 season because it was a really bad one. So I don't know if it's to replace him or it's to replace Kuhn. But if Kuhn goes, we need to get, I'd say, another two. So, you know, that's the only downside of it. The good news is that for you is that they're looking for a winger, but the downside is that one of the two wingers is going to be out for well over a year still. So it might not happen.
Yeah. Well, I'm hoping this don't happen either because they're talking about Collins and something or Damsgaard or something as well. And I thought, fuck off. We've already signed Damsgaard up to a new deal. So they better not be after him. Or
that's the concern. That what Brentford need to do is as part of the negotiations, if he is going to go there, say to him he's not allowed to come back and take players with him.
Exactly. I don't want him nicking our players. I mean, that's not right.
No.
You know, we need these.
Do you know what I mean? He might start coming back and trying to take your players with him.
Yeah, I don't like that, man. I really don't like that. I mean, with Damsgaard as well, he's just not long signed a new deal. I mean, he can't go, surely. And Collins and whatever, if they're after him, I thought, fuck off, you know? They're the best players.
No, really can't. That can't happen. They need to do something to make sure that doesn't happen.
Yeah, they've got to sort of put new clauses in the contracts or something, I think.
Yeah, well, it's part of the deal because otherwise he'll just come back and they'll be taking... See, I get the feeling by looking at the way he is that the players probably all really like him.
Yeah, I think they do.
Do you know what I mean? And I'd imagine a lot of the players would be upset to see him go. Jesus Christ, who's that? Yeah. Right. I think we better move on swiftly, Steve.
Couple couple of pairs up front there and up front.
Yeah,
Rainer.
exactly. I think, yeah, they need to make sure that doesn't happen because, you know, it could be a big problem. And I just think they need to be careful because otherwise it could go really badly wrong.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Because you're in a really strong position now after signing Kelleher, and you know, from being in a position where you could be challenging for Champions League football, you could, if he comes in and steals all your best players away, you could be in a position where you're like right down the bottom of the table.
Yeah, fucking hell, do I know? Yeah, I know what you're saying there, man. But I really hope not. I just, this is not good, you know, because if he does go there and he starts that taking our players, then I'm not going to be happy with that. Yeah, and what's this about? I think Ira is definitely going to go because I thought when he came on he was poor that last season. Christopher Ire, Norway, and I thought he was poor, so I think he probably will go. He's much better than him. Why he came on for him a lot of the time, I question that, to be honest, why he was doing that. Coyote's a much better player, and he was taking Coyote off to bring Ire on. No, I didn't understand that. But anyway, if he goes, he goes. I mean, not that bothered about him going. It's the others, isn't it?
Yeah. I mean, you really would. If you need to try and see if you can keep hold of Mbeumo and his strike partner, if possible. Because otherwise you might have to change the way you play as well. Because at the moment you're playing with two up front, aren't you?
Yeah.
So if you lose one, if you can't get a decent replacement with a similar standard or better than Mbeumo, which will be difficult, then you're going to have to change the way you play. So
well, they're talking about him going back to Celtic there, Warren.
Well, I heard a rumour about that the other day, but I didn't want to say anything in case I
Yeah, would you take him back? Do you like him? Do you rate him?
He's all right. I agree with you, though. I don't think he's brilliant, but,
No. No, but I don't think he was at his best last season anyway. He didn't look that great. So, for me, if he goes, it's not really an issue. It's the rest of them. And as you just said, it's going to be a shit show if that happens. And
they just need to be careful and manage these negotiations carefully for Frank to go there, because if he does go there, they have to put safeguards in place to stop him coming back for players. Because that squad at Spurs, it needs big overhaul, I'd say.
Well, yeah. Yeah. I think, but the thing is, it's just not right. He's going to nick players to try and make them better, and that's just good, because really, I do hate all these when these managers go and they nick their players, want to get their players with them, and they take all the good players that we've had that done well for us, and it's the same, isn't it? Always the same. You go to who's it? He went to. Trying to think now. Is it Moyes who went to West Ham and he took some of Everton players with him or something? Is it something like that? I don't know.
It's normal, Steve. It normally happens. So that's why they need to be careful and make sure that part of the deal, if they're going to lose him, that they put a clause in the contract about saying that he doesn't take their players, but how that's going to be enforced, or what the penalty would be for Spurs if they did that, I don't know. I really don't know, and whether Spurs would be willing to just think, oh, I'll just fucking do it and we'll take the consequences, because the Premier League haven't got rules about it. So it's like a contractual agreement, and if it's like breach of contract and they have to pay, I don't know, 20 million extra, and they might just think, well, fuck it, let's just do it.
Yeah.
But I just don't think, going back to Frank though, mate, I think it's a big mistake for him to go there. I don't understand why he wants to go there. Like, for me, they're not a big club.
No, not anymore. They're not, no. And, you know, I would have said hold out and wait for, say, like, well, I don't think City would take him, would they, as manager? I don't know. Would they? I mean, you know, team high above, you know, a really good team. Say
Arsenal.
Villa, maybe. Villa
or Arsenal or Newcastle or Chelsea. Well, not Chelsea. You want him going there.
No.
But do you know what I mean? Like a team that's used to winning trophies, so that counts Arsenal out. Do you know what I mean? But a big club with a like history of winning stuff, and like, do you know what I mean? Not like fucking Spurs have like won one trophy in 17 years or whatever.
Yeah. And they sacked the guy that got them it.
I know. It just don't make any sense to me, mate. It really doesn't. I just think it's fucking madness. I don't understand why he wants to go there, because you've had a succession of managers go in there and it's not worked out. And they've all blamed Levy and the way the club's set up. You remember that fucking press conference that the Italian guy did, Conte?
Oh, yeah.
Ranting about the club. And he was right. Everything he said was right. That man is a fucking serial winner. He knows what he's talking about. You know, but you have to, if I was him, I'd be really, I would not have been going there, mate. I'd be going, no, thank you very much. Because the managers don't get backed.
I know, buddy.
I mean, it's just a success. It's like a revolving door. They've had Mourinho in there. They've had Conte in there. They've had the fella from Wolves. He went in there. And like, they're all top managers and they've all failed. And it can't be all to do with the managers. It's like two of them are two of the best managers in world football, Mourinho and Conte, and they never got success. And you have to ask the question, why?
Yeah, there's something wrong with that club. And it does go a lot to do with Levy as well. He's a lot to do with him. But
I'm seriously concerned about Thomas Frank's career.
Yeah.
It could like fucking destroy his chances of becoming a top draw manager.
Yeah. If it all goes to shit, what is he going to do? Would we even take him back? I don't think we would. Why would we?
No, well, especially if you get a good manager and they bring success to you, you're going to fucking throw that in. Because, you know, what happens if United come in for him in a couple of years' time? Is his head going to get turned again?
Yeah. I mean, he's had 7 good years, 6, 7 good years here, and I think it's been amazing. And I think the one year I questioned him about when we was down near the bottom, I didn't like that. That was a shit show. He was poor a couple of seasons ago. But other than that, I think he's been great here. And I am sorry if he goes. It is terrible. And I certainly wouldn't want him to go to Spurs. But if that's his decision, ain't a lot we can do about it. There's
no, we can do. Exactly. But, you know, at the end of the day, I just think it's a big mistake. You know, where's he from, Steve?
He's from...
Is he German?
Oh, he's Danish.
He's Danish. Right, so, for example, if the Danish job become available, He might be an attractive proposition for them to go for him. But he's still quite a young man, so he might not feel ready for that yet.
Yeah, he's 51 still.
Yeah, so do you know what I mean? He might not want to look at that for about another 10 years or so.
Yeah, well, I mean, look, we can do. I mean, I was well pissed off when this came up, and I thought, oh shit, you know, I sort of knew it may happen because once Postecoglou was out of a job, I thought, oh fuck, I bet they go for our manager. Yeah.
Well,
After
this thing, you know, when a
Mm.
manager like from an up and coming team starts getting a lot of success and doing well, they're always going to be a target for, you know, the traditional top 5, top 6 clubs. For some reason, they are deemed as one of like the traditional top 6, albeit they haven't finished in the top 6 for fucking donkey's years.
Yeah.
And they're not a big club anymore, mate. I'm sorry, I just don't believe that they are.
And that's the thing, right, buddy, right? They were down below us. They were down near the fucking relegation zone. And he wants to go to them. He wants to go to the team that finished well below us. That makes
I know.
no sense.
And the thing is, the mad thing about it is, like, if Pep had left City at the end of the season and said, after losing the cup final, that's it. I'm hanging up my boots for City. I'm going. He could have been the candidate for the City job.
Yeah, possibly.
But it's going to go tits. I'm telling you, mate, it will go tits up. It will all end in tears at Tottenham.
It will, for sure.
If he goes there. Do you know what I mean? I'm just hoping that he fucking comes to his senses and says to himself, no, I'm going to stay at the Bees and wait for a bigger job to come along.
I hope so, but I can't see it, mate, somehow. I can't see that happening.
Well, you know, like, the Real Madrid job could come up in, like, a few months if it don't work out for Xabi Alonso, and, like, who's to say it wouldn't end up there? Because they will like his style of football, I can tell you that. The problem is, though, is they demand success. They're not going to accept, like, you know, a losing run of like 3 or 4 games. They just won't have it.
Yeah.
And then, you know, the next thing that will be happening is the white handkerchiefs to start coming out. Do you know what I mean? And that'll be it. Be gone.
Yeah, well, you know, they want success right away there, don't they? Straight away. And
rightly so.
So, yeah, I just know what, as you say, if it all goes to shit at Spurs, and then I don't know what's going to happen then. As I say, we won't take him back, but I'm just worried about us really, because it's a big thing for us now. We ain't had to deal with anything like this for 7 years, you know. First time. Oh, look, our manager's going to go. We got to think about a new one, and who it's going to be. Who's going to be as good? Who's going to keep us stable in the Premier and keep us up and play still good football at times? You know.
For me, it's not about who's going to keep you up, because I think you're a safe bet, and for me, you're a top half of the table team, definitely. And like the squad of players you've got and the way that you play, and the players you've got to come back from injury, I would be saying we would not be surprised to see you pushing for a Champions League spot. Because I think the goalkeeper situation really held you back badly last season. If you'd had Kelleher last season, I think you would have got European football, definitely.
Yeah, we'd have had it. We're in there, definitely. But oh well, it's
possibly at least 3 or 4 games last season, at least.
And that's another thing, right? If we got Europe, Warren, would Thomas and Bramo would have stayed, wouldn't they? We had Europe.
Maybe. Who knows? I just don't think the fact that he's wanting to Mbeumo's looking to go to United. They're not in Europe, and Frank's looking to go to Spurs. For me, it's all about this. I don't think it's got anything to do with I don't think it's anything to do with the clubs because neither of them are big clubs anymore.
No, and they both finished down near the bottom. So I don't make no sense to me, man.
In order for you to be a big club, you've got to prove it, and do it continually.
Yeah. United have gone from what they used to be under Fergie and whatever. They're nothing like that anymore. And Spurs have never really won a lot, to be honest.
No, not in my lifetime.
Maybe back in the 70s or whatever, they won a bit more, 80s, didn't they? I suppose, but...
Well, not really. They won a couple of cups here and there and a European trophy. But apart from that, nothing really. Didn't win a league title, didn't win anything. I remember being at White Hart Lane in '87 when we knocked them out of the League Cup semi-final.
Yeah.
When George was managing us, when we had a proper manager who'd win something almost every season. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Titles, FA Cups, League Cups, European trophies. He won a lot, mate.
Yeah.
The only thing he didn't win was the European Cup. But if he'd been back properly, he would have done. But this is the thing. For me, Brentford were on the cusp of, reaching the top table of English football and, moving into elite status in Europe. But now all of that is being thrown up in the air and it's unknown whether they're going to be able to push on next season because I think they've got the players to do it. It's just making sure they get the right manager. Because some of those people on that list, mate, will not take you to the next level. No. I can guarantee you that now.
Oh, I know that, Warren. The thing is, the only good thing about this is it hasn't happened in the actual season. The season hasn't kicked off. We got time before the season starts to get somebody in and make sure they're up to scratch, and what they know what they're doing.
That's true, but the only problem is you want a manager to be in place right at the start of the transfer window.
Oh yeah, well yeah.
So he can identify the players he wants to strengthen the squad. Now you're going to have to spend most of the transfer window trying to find a new manager. That's a big concern because what you should be doing is trying to recruit players.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And now you've got the opposite problem where you've got to go and find a manager.
Yeah.
Because if you don't and you just go and get the players anyway, when the new manager comes in, he might say, well, yeah, it's all very well and good, but I don't really rate that guy. Do you know what I mean? Say they bought Kuhn, from Celtic. The new manager might come in and go, yeah, sorry, I don't rate him. I don't want him. And then they have to try and find a way to offload him and go and get someone else. So there's two things. One, the money would have been wasted. And the second thing is you then have to go through the whole process again and integrating another player into the squad and into the style of play the new guy wants to play. And the other thing is the new guy might not want to play that style of football that Frank has been playing. He might want to do something different.
Well,
fact that if Bremo goes to United or Liverpool or wherever else he might end up, are you going to be able to get another striker of a similar ilk, similar level to replace him? And I'd be concerned about that because it's going to be difficult. And if you're not able to, like I said before, you might have to just change the way you play.
Well, that's why I just thought Cochrane would be the ideal choice because he knows our philosophy. And he knows who we're after, what we want to play, and what, the style and everything. So that's why Cochrane would be a no-brainer for me, actually. I know he hasn't exactly had a major coaching role, but, if he comes in, he's going to know what we've got to do, and our players will know that system and know what's going to happen. And
see, there is one candidate we haven't spoken about yet, and it does concern me. Who's not in a job at the minute. And I think you'll fucking explode when I say the fella's name. He's a bit partial to waistcoats.
Oh, fuck off. Southgate, yeah. Oh, fucking yeah. Oh, God.
Like, that would be a disaster because he's a really negative coach.
Yeah. Well, I thought we were almost playing like that still with England. We've almost still got Southgate there, isn't it? It's a bloody German Southgate, let's be honest. At the moment, it's fucking terrible. But no, I wouldn't take him, no way.
What do you think? Who do you think will be the new manager, Steve?
Well, for me, what I'm saying, I'd like either Cochrane or O'Neill. But I've got a feeling they're going to go for McKenna. And I fucking don't want McKenna there. I don't want him. Because, he's taking Ipswich down. Yeah, he got them up, but they fucking went down again. And, he's not good enough yet for it. So, for me, Cochrane or O'Neill. But will they go?
The Gary O'Neill you're talking about?
Gary O'Neill, yeah.
Not the one that's at Northern Ireland.
No, Gary O'Neill, mate. But, I hope they go for them or talk to them at least. Let them have a chance and see, try and put forward their credentials. And, let's see. Let's see if they offer up something good. Let's go for them. Not just fucking one off. We're blinkered. Let's go for one, and that's McKenna. No, it's not. That wouldn't work.
It must be really unsettling for everyone at the Bees because, like, the manager is like the fucking cornerstone of everything, isn't he?
Exactly. Yeah. What a fucking time. But I knew it was going to happen, no, Warren. I knew it was going to happen. Because once Postecoglou out of the job, that's it. They're after our manager. I knew it was going to happen.
There's two real big names that are out. You've got Postecoglou and you've got, the ex-manager of England, Southgate. It wouldn't surprise me, mate. Don't rule it out because I could see it happening.
No, fuck off. You can have my season ticket if he comes. Fuck off. I haven't got a season ticket, but if I had, they can have it back. Fuck it. I'll tear it up. Fucking would.
Who are the other people on that list? You had Gary O'Neill. You had the youth team coach or reserve team coach at Brentford.
Yeah, Cochrane, yeah.
Yeah. Who else was on there? Yeah, Sean Dyche, no, definitely not.
Gerrard, no.
Gerrard, no.
No. Pochettino,
No.
Hasenhüttl.
There's some names on that list that I don't understand why they're on the list.
Carlos Corberán, no. Carrick, a lot of people have still said about him, but I don't think he'd be good enough, Carrick, somehow. I mean, he didn't get Middlesbrough up, so he fucked up with him.
What about someone out of left field, say someone from overseas who's not managed in England before? Like who's had success in Europe? I don't know, maybe the manager at Real Sociedad. Because he qualified them for the Champions League. And they did all right in the tournament. How
about Simeone?
Well, no, exactly. Why not Simeone? But the only problem is he has got a reputation for playing quite negative football. But he won't take any fucking shit. That's the thing. He will not take nonsense, mate, off anyone. So
we got him in. he'd say, no, you can't have our fucking players, Thomas. Keep your own. Get some others from somewhere else. Go on.
He is the master of the dark arts, mate. That's the thing.
Oh, yeah. I love him, but I don't think he will. I don't think that'll happen somehow, no way. But it's a shame. But as you say, I got a feeling it just they may just go for McKenna, and I hope they don't. But there ain't a lot I can do. I mean, it seems to be out of my fucking hands, and I wish I had some sort of thing I could do, a magic wand. I ain't fucking Harry Potter, unfortunately, so ain't a lot I can do. But
what about putting in a cheeky bid for the current Bournemouth boss?
Oh yeah, Iriola, yeah, that'd be so. I think he's a great manager, Iriola. I really do, but I just don't think that'll happen either. It's a shame, but I don't know. Another good one is that Brighton one, but I can't see that him coming either. They won't want to get rid of him, will they, Brighton? So.
They've only just appointed him. He only appointed him like last season sometime, didn't they?
Well, what about Emery? We'd take Emery. We'd have him.
Yeah, he's not going to leave Villa though, mate. That's the problem.
No,
he ain't. I just can't see that happening because he's. I think I get the impression he's quite loyal. Do you know? But he'd be a fucking brilliant appointment.
He would.
Yeah, you'd definitely win a cup, mate. That's for sure.
Yeah. I think he gets into Europe as well. I think he would. So,
what about Rafa?
Oh God, Benitez. I don't know. I know he's had his time, hasn't he? Surely.
Yeah.
No, fuck that. No, don't want him. Who else? I don't know.
Not the kebab boy, the ex-Newcastle manager. Steve Bruce.
Oh no! God, no way. No, he ain't managed the team for a while, has he? Ain't managed anywhere. I don't think for a while. No. I just don't know who else. There are a few, but we've got to be realistic with some of these, really.
Well, yeah, but if you don't try, you're not going to get. That's the thing, mate. Do you know what I mean? And you might be surprised, particularly if people know what the squad's like. That you've got a good squad of players there. The question is, if the manager goes, it could really unsettle the apple cart, and people could start coming in for your players. That's why they need to get enough. If he's going to go, they need to replace him quite quickly, because otherwise, players will start getting unsettled, and they'll be talking to their, what do they call them? The people who sort out the moves for them and whatnot.
You're the agent, isn't it?
Yeah, they'll be talking to their agent saying, you need to get me out of here. It's a bit of a mess.
Well, yeah. I hope it don't take too long, mate. I hope it don't drag on, because this will be shit. And if it does, I mean, let's just. I think they're going to confirm it. Maybe in the next 2 or 3 days, he's going to go.
Well, it needs to. It can't allow it to drag on one way or the other. A decision needs to be made about what's going to happen, so that you can move forward. If he's going to stay, fine. But if he's going to go, it needs to be done within the next couple of days, I'd say.
I think he's got his heart on moving, Warren. I can't see him staying here now. Somehow it just ain't.
I just don't understand what the attraction is for Spurs.
No, I don't either. But
it's not like he's a Spurs boy, is it? Do you know what I mean? He's not from London. He's not got any affiliation with them or anything like that. I just don't get it.
No, if that was me, I'd hold out for a bigger club. I would. That's what I would do.
Do you know what I mean? It's, the obvious one might be that United, but they're in a bigger mess as what Tottenham are.
Yeah, they're in shit street. But
or wait for the City job, because Pep keeps talking about leaving. If that City job becomes available, he would have been a shoo-in for it.
That's got to be the ultimate to go for that. Surely you would think the City job, but he seems to have his heart set on Spurs, and
I don't understand it, mate, because they're in no one ever has any success with their world top fucking draw managers, serial winners. They don't do it there, and it's not because of them. It's because of the owners. Surely he must know that.
Yeah, well, they said they got the players there that we tried to sign. He tried to sign, which was like Archie Gray and Aaron Lennon. Brennan. I keep calling him Aaron Lennon. It's not. It's Brennan Johnson. Fucking Lennon. I think he don't play anymore, does he, Aaron Lennon?
No, I don't think he does. We certainly don't play for Spurs anymore.
I mean, Brennan Johnson. That's who I mean. And we tried to sign him, didn't we? Well, we tried to sign them both, I think, and they both went to fucking Spurs. But, he'd have them there, wouldn't he? I suppose that's something. And then he's got Europe, I guess. And he, wants to test himself in Europe, maybe. I don't know. But
well, yeah, maybe that might be the motivation for it. But, if it was me, I wouldn't be that concerned about that. I'd be more concerned about the bread and butter of the league and whatnot, because I just think, that club has got a track record up until this season. They're not delivering.
Yeah.
Like I said, top class, world class managers have gone in there and not been able to do it. There are at least 3 of them that I can think of have gone in there.
Like Mourinho and Conte.
And Conte for me is one of the top 3 of managers in the world. Do you know what I mean? I would take him at Arsenal in a heartbeat, mate. I think he's fucking really switched on.
It's all your fucking
switched on. He's tactically astute, mate. It's just frightening. But I don't know, man. I'm concerned for Brentford, because I think it could all unravel really badly.
I'm worried, man. I'm actually worried what's going to happen here. I really am.
Because of the manager, because like I said, the manager's a really key appointment. And if they get it wrong, it could go really badly wrong.
Yeah. It's about waiting now, being patient, and just see what's going to happen. But, it's nervously waiting and what's going to happen. It's not going to be... I don't think it's going to be who we want, maybe. I think if we go for McKenna, that's the wrong choice. I really do. I would go for this Cochrane, because he knows our team. That's what I'm saying. He knows.
Well, that's the big thing he's got in his favour, isn't it?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And then he got that Gary O'Neill fella as well. I think he got really badly treated by... Who is it? Who was that?
At Bournemouth, they sacked him.
I thought that was really distasteful. But that Areola, I think it would be a good appointment if Bees could get him. I really do. But it's whether they can prize him out of Bournemouth or not.
Yeah, I can't see it, Warren, somehow, fella. But there we go. I'm going to have to bounce, mate, because we've gone over an hour now. Again, it's 1 hour 34.
Well, it was a good chat, mate. It was a good chat. I enjoyed it. Thanks for having me on.
Yeah, no worries, man. And, of course, you're always welcome. And always better than someone else that fucking waffles on and talks a load of bollocks and whatever else. But let's be honest.
No, I just like it. I find these observations, particularly about the England national team, to be weird. I just don't understand it. I just think it's a bit strange.
Well, I was going to do a stream about Tuchel, and I was going to do that tonight, but I ain't going to fucking bother now. I can't be bothered with it, to be honest. And
but But listen, mate, thanks very much for having me on. I've enjoyed it.
Thanks, mate.
Can I say something else? Can I talk about something else that's coming up?
Yeah, go for it, man. Yeah.
I have got a video coming out tonight, 6 o'clock, on my other channel, Warren's Mysterious World. I'm going to be talking about the Sphinx and the Great Pyramid and when they were built and why they were built and whether they're as old as what people say they are and whether what the experts say about them is true and some really strange stuff about them. So, yeah, come and check that out. It'll be available to watch from 6 o'clock. So, yeah, it's very, very interesting and thought-provoking. So come and check it out. And Steve, once again, thanks very much for letting me come on, and thanks for letting me talk about the other channel as well. I really appreciate that, man.
Yeah. You're welcome, man. Anything you want? Anything else you want to promote there? You got? Where is you're getting any more streams back apart from that? You getting your
not in a minute, mate. Because I just can't. I can't like guarantee that they will happen. That's why I've done this pre-recorded thing, because at least that, it's just sitting there. If I have to pull it, well, I won't have to pull it because it will just happen. It will come out at 6 and that'll be it. I don't even have to be online to do it. But I can't guarantee that I'm going to be able to do a live stream. I can't guarantee that I'll be able to do it, because if something comes up, I need to be able to deal with it. And also the live stream, I can't put stuff in the description like links and stuff, which is a real pain in the arse. They want me to be verified. They want to verify at me. I had to yesterday take a picture of myself and send it to them so they can verify that I am who I say I am. It's supposed to be up in 24 hours, so we'll see. But listen, I ain't going to bore you with all that shit. It's YouTube being YouTube, mate, unfortunately. But thanks very much, man.
No worries, bro. You're welcome, Warren, anytime, bro. You know that.
I'm quite happy to come on talk about this stuff again with you if you want me to.
Definitely, yeah, man.
If I can, I will. It's just I just never know from 1 minute to the next what's going on.
Other shit going on. Yeah. That's no worries, man. But anytime you come on, you're welcome, mate. So
thanks a lot, Steve. Take care, buddy. Cheers, mate. Bye-bye. Bye.
Yeah, mate. Take care.
Thank you. Bye.
Take care, buddy. Yeah, great guy, great bloke. Go and follow him as he says that thing at 6 o'clock about the Sphinx on his channel there. Check that out, guys. It's brilliant channel. Warren's Teen Talk does some great stuff on there. Does all that, does all the sport, of course, does all the football on the Saturday with the results and stuff. Love that show. Go and check that out when it's back on. Obviously, for the new season, he'll be doing more of it. But anyway, guys, thanks for watching. It's been a great show. Follow me on Insta at Mr. B for Life 182. Subscribe to Mr. B Hive Football Chat. Mr. B chats England cricket. Hopefully, the cricket one will be at 6. I'm hoping to do it. Reaction to yesterday, England winning and winning the whole thing. Winning the third of the T20s. 3-0, clean sweep. It might, hopefully later, if not, it'll be tomorrow, earlier tomorrow. I'm hoping it'll be later. If not, if I have to do something else, if I'm not able to, if I'm too tired or other things I have to do, it won't be later on. But anyway, guys, plenty more to come. Loads more content. Got more transfer streams. Obviously, this will be ongoing. Talking about Thomas Frank and so forth. That was good discussion having that with Warren there. That guy, that man knows a lot of great knowledge about football. And I agree with a lot of what he says. And that's superb. But it's going to carry on and rumble on. Once Frank does go, we've got to try and get, hopefully, I would say Justin Cochrane in for me, or O'Neill, Gary O'Neill. If we get McKenna, I'm going to have to suck it up. But not a lot I can do. But it'd be wrong. It'd be a bad decision. But if it happens, it happens. And whatever else happens, if he goes there, takes a lot of our players off, could be it for us, to be honest. But I don't know. I don't know, guys. It's not looking great. And Bramo goes, whatever. Wherever he's going to go. But, you know, none of it's totally confirmed yet. So we'll wait and see. You know, fingers crossed. We may just keep them after all. They may just stay. I doubt it, but it might happen. We keep Frank, we keep Bramo. You never know. Stranger things have happened, I suppose, but I just can't see it, guys. Just can't. But anyway, there's plenty more to come. As I say, if the cricket one isn't later on, it'll be tomorrow. And I'll probably do the thing about fucking that German Waddy 2 call tomorrow. About what happened there with England. Don't really feel like it today now. Really don't. But anyway, guys, I'm going to bounce. Please keep smashing the likes, subbing if you're new. I'm still on 130. Please keep doing what you can. Please keep supporting me. All your love and support is always, you know, appreciated. Thanks, guys, and till the next one, I'm out of here. Cheers, guys. Thanks, everyone. Bye. Bye.